Hi Scorpio, this is your forecast for the month of September 2017. If you have visited me before, I'd like to thank you for returning, and if you are new to my channel, I'd like to welcome you. This is a general reading for Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Rising, or Scorpio Moon. It might also be helpful for you to watch your rising and moon sign. You can join me on Facebook and Instagram for daily insights on tarot and astrology, as well as my pay-per-view channel, vimeo.com/The Alchemist Astrologer, where you can find on-demand pages for love, finance, and other readings. Now, the underlying energy is this World card. So there may be a strong focus this month on healing, dealing with your emotional and physical well-being. Whatever it is, you have ended a process, you're closing out a chapter, something is reaching its natural conclusion. Now, everything has a shelf life. Perhaps, this is by choice. Maybe you had a goal that you were trying to achieve and you've reached it, and you feel a sense of wholeness because you completed something and there was a job well done, and hopefully you won the prize. But the focus this month is creating the best possible outcome, the best environmental conditions. And something, again, is closing out. You're coming full circle. So some of you, you're changing your job, you're changing where you live. Others of you, you're wrapping up your studies. There is a culmination to something. And the focus may have been in expanding your horizons in some way. Now, for some of you, that's going to mean travel or dealing with people at a distance. It could be dealing with foreigners, or it could be even dealing with people who are very culturally different, ethnically different, socially different, somebody who may be financially different from you, or somebody who simply challenges, your worldview and the way you think about things. This is going to be a month that requires some patience on your part. Now, for some of you, again, if you've been scattering your energy and not using it properly, and now you kind of lost a sense of direction and you don't know what to do, and part of your strategy is just letting it take care of itself or not dealing with something in a timely manner, then this is going to be a month where you experience some sense of stagnation. It could be some delayed success, or you're not able to close things out the way you want to because of some kind of challenge or obstacle, and you feel a sense of frustration about it. Again, there are all of these loose ends for you to deal with and unfinished business. For some of you, though, you're not moving forward because there's a fear of change. You're stuck in a rut. Maybe you're afraid of what the future holds and you have some resistance. Maybe you're not applying yourself the way you want, and you're getting an unsatisfactory outcome, and it's making you feel insecure about where you are and whether you've been making the right choices. Now, for some of you, again, this ties to travel or, trying to finish something that you've started. And it could be that you just have a little bit farther to go. So again, you need to have patience. You're almost there, because this is a month where you were building foundations. And whatever it is that you have envisioned for yourself, whatever dreams you have, these are something that are worth waiting for and putting time into. So you may have to deal with, being impulsive and some muddled thinking, acting before you actually consider everything. But this month is going to give you the opportunity to make a new start in some way, because again, you're trying to close something out. So something may come around again, an opportunity that you thought was closed, someone from your past. You're coming back full circle for a second chance. And so if you're feeling good, if you're feeling motivated, if you're clear about your vision, then you're going to be able to release bad habits, emotional dependencies, and you're going to be able to move forward. And this is a great time for just that, for starting anything new, from changing your job, starting a study, taking better care of your health, changing your attitude and the way you look at life, being involved with people who can offer something to you to help you emotionally, intellectually, financially, whatever it is that you're looking for. And in some cases, releasing some things and realizing that it has reached its natural conclusion and that it's over, and that's what's best. And that process always requires some evaluation. When you close something out and you want to begin something new, it's always good to do some type of reassessment. And so for you, you may be looking at the key players, and you may have been dealing with situations that weren't always fulfilling, or they were challenging or unsettling in some way. And yet you can appreciate that they brought something to the table and they helped you grow. So this could be a good month for forgiveness and also easing back on yourself. Wherever you've fallen short, or when you didn't make the right choice or you didn't do the right thing, on some level it was the right thing, because if you were smart, you got the lesson from it. And so this is also a month about forgiving yourself for situations. And because you're ready for this new start, it's going to be very easy for some of you to, if you've made a decision to make some changes, whatever those are, if you decided, I don't want to smoke anymore, I don't want to do drugs, I don't want to drink, I want to take better care of my health, I don't want to participate in these detrimental habits, this is the month where you find that strength, energy, and resolve to make it happen. And because of that, you feel good about yourself, where you're headed, what you're doing. And that feel-good energy spills over into your relationships. And difficult and challenging people can't help themselves but start to see things your way. So your positive energy creates a positive environment for opportunities to come out of nowhere. And if you are dealing with a medical or a legal or a financial or an emotional or a psychological issue, you're able to make leaps and bounds right now. But for those of you who are unwilling to face change, you're resistant to something that may be over with or no longer has potential, then you may be under pressure to change your ways. You may want to move in a better direction, but still you're falling back on your old go-to strategies. And you may not be starting things for the right reason, especially if you're not thinking clearly. So if you don't really know what you're doing and your heart is not fully in it, then regardless of what that vision is, it's not going to unfold the way you want it to, in spite of what kind of effort you may be putting behind that. This is also a month for you to know what your limitations are. While being enthusiastic and having grandiose dreams, we are human and we have limitations, and we have to know our strengths as well as our weaknesses. So for you, the temptation to maybe spend too much or push too hard or step on some toes or push some emotional boundaries needs to be curtailed, because you may decide that you want something, and how you go about it, whether it's some kind of scheme or something sort of cunning or maybe slightly deceptive, or you're bending the rules a little bit, you can start to make people uncomfortable with you and your approach. And of course, that's not helpful for your success. So again, this is a month about being enthusiastic and having realistic goals to move forward. Now, this is all going to center around, your mindset and your moods, how well you're able to maintain your rational thinking in spite of or because of what may be coming at you, what may be happening around you. This is about digesting, absorbing, and responding to your environmental conditions. And your decisions are going to be motivated by how well you feel, how secure you are, how stable your situation is. Do you have a sense of belonging with the group? You only have one major card, and that is the World card. So that card holds special importance for you. But something about your situation is not on solid ground. There's a lack of stability. Now, it could be because for now, this is just a vision. You know, you are not really sure how you're going to make it into something solid. So it could just be that either, again, you have something unrealistic on your plate, or because the situation is not over yet. You're in process. You are working on something and it's slowly unfolding for you. But there's also a lack of desire, a lack of motivation. Now, maybe that could be due to you're tired. You worked on something and you need this break, or you're overwhelmed. Or again, some of you may be dealing with some kind of addiction issue or some type of medical situation. And so there's a lack of desire or motivation, or you're apathetic. It could be you're just confused about which direction to go in. This is also going to connect to sharing. Now, in some ways, healing, but also sharing with others, having a sense of shared well-being, and, extending your generosity to others and receiving that as well, and also being very discerning about what information you take to heart. What information can you take at face value, and what do you really need to look at to make sure it's even truth at all. And this is also going to center around some type of promise that was made, either by you or someone else, or it could be, some type of invitation that you are receiving that you'll have to consider. Whatever it is, there is a tremendous amount of water in this reading, which says that somebody may be drowning in their emotions. It could also speak to some very powerful deep healing or some psychic abilities. And remember, your dreams are going to be very important this month. Your intuition is high. And so you may have a very deep sense of knowing about a situation. On the flip side, though, there can be some infatuation, some obsession with the past that results in some type of apathy or depression. Now, that Four of Swords, if you take the time out to regroup, the air energy can allow you the opportunity to, take hold of your senses and cut through the fog of a situation.